All right. Hi, everybody. I'm going to share my screen. Let's see. There we go. All right. Well, welcome everyone, all you superstar consultants and anyone else who decided to join tonight. All are welcome, obviously. But tonight is specific to superstar consultants. So you guys are the last night of our Glow Up um, leadership virtual event. And I think that it's been a success. Everybody has um, loved it so far. And I'm really hoping that we see a lot of promotions from all of this. So let's get started. Well, let me introduce myself really quick. My name's Dawn Spencer. I'm a superstar director in the Chicago land area. I'm in Gurnee, Illinois, and I've been with Scentsy for 12 years. And I started Scentsy in 2008 when the recession had hit, and I had been let go from my job. And I really felt like the Lord led me to Scentsy. And I have been rocking and rolling with this business ever since. We now have a group of 1,800 ish. 12 years later, and um, lots of directors under me, lots of superstar consultants. We have a couple star directors and also a superstar director under me. So you guys, there's so much potential in this business. Did you guys see what I posted yesterday? I have to pull it up because I just thought it was so cool to think out of all of these consultants, um, you guys are superstar consultants. Hold on, I gotta find it. Out of 250,000 consultants worldwide, there are only 4,000 superstar consultants. So give yourselves a hand. You guys are a part of an elite club. You guys have done big things with your business already, and you kind of are, many of you probably don't feel like you get it, but you're getting it, right? You've started the process of understanding what it means to lead a team, what it means to recruit, what it means to do your sales and try to balance all the things. So, and then if you drop down to DQs and directors, there's a total of 2,800 directors in Scentsy out of 250,000 consultants. That's big. And then 869 director queues. Now, director queue, you might say, what does that mean? Director queue is when you hit director numbers and then you drop into director queue after, is it 3 months or 6 months? 6 months, right? No, 3 months. I get those confused, sorry. After 3 months. So you drop into director queue, and then after, if you don't hit director numbers again in the qualifications, which you guys see right here what the qualifications are within 6 months, then you drop back down to superstar consultant. And that, it happens. It's unfortunate. But if this has happened to you, it's not the end of the world. It happens. So that just tells you that you just got to keep recruiting, keep promoting your business, keep doing sales, and you'll get back there again. So, sorry, I got a text real quick. Okay, so so you say, why achieve superstar? Oh, this should actually say director. Why achieve director? Oops. Why achieve director? I want to just go in there and fix that real fast. Well, you can make good money selling Scentsy, but you can have a blast and make great money building a team. And you guys have seen some of that. You guys have started to see like how building a team, how it can start to grow your paycheck. So your next step is director, and to become a director, you need to have minimum of 500 PRV, which you guys probably all know that. You have to have 10,000 TWV, and you have to have 3 active frontline. So you want to focus on the 500 PRV, like that's the minimum. I say this all the time. Shoot for 2,000 PRV. If you can shoot for 2,000 PRV, you're guaranteed a $600 paycheck. 2,000 PRV gets you that 5% bonus. It helps with your TWV, and it just helps you hit that 10,000 TWV number easier, and you're less likely to drop back down into DQ or SuperStar consultant numbers. Okay. All right, this is a great little chart to take a picture of. It is full of daily, like a daily average that you should try to attain between you and your team. So you might ask, does my team include just everybody that I recruit? Or does it include everybody that I recruit and everybody that they recruit, and so on? Your team includes everybody that's underneath you, okay, at this point. So everybody that's underneath you is going to help your number, your GWV or TWV, okay? So you want to make sure that you're keeping on track with this number, with these numbers. Now, granted, there could be a couple days that you're a little off, and that's okay. Sometimes the end of the month are really big. We have the LTOs to take into consideration that happen typically on Mondays. And then also sometimes when new catalogs come out, like there's just different things that happen throughout in the different months that could alter these numbers. But this is just like a good gauge to keep an eye on. All right, so you think, why should I become a director? Like, how is it gonna benefit me? Well, we asked a couple people that were directors to send us their latest paychecks, and these were some of the numbers. These are some nice numbers, right? Do you guys see numbers on there that would excite you? Let me see some thumbs up. You can make some really good money when you are building a team, and especially when you start hitting director and just growing wide. Have you guys heard that term before? Growing wide. What does growing wide mean? Growing wide means is that you're focusing on adding more to your team, and you personally are promoting or are sponsoring people and growing wide. Okay, so some people might not be growing wide. You might just see that, maybe you've only recruited 3, and those 3 have recruited a lot of people. So that's an organization that's growing deep, and that's not necessarily healthy. So if you see that your organization is growing deep and not wide, remember that song, Deep and Wide, growing up in church, that is that means that you really need to restart your business again, like start it from the beginning. And it's actually a really good habit to just kind of restart your business on a regular basis, and shoot for sensational start 1, 2, or 3 every 30 or every 3 months. So if you see yourself headed in that deep direction, it's just time to just keep adding more and more people to your team, your personal recruits, okay? But these are exciting numbers, and these are numbers that when I started Scentsy, I had heard that people were making like $20,000 with Scentsy every month, and I was like, hello, that's what I want to make. That's my goal. But ultimately, if I could make, I think my first paycheck that was hit 1,500, I knew like if I can get 1,500, like we're good. Consistently 1,500, we're good. So, and then obviously over time, as you continue to grow your business, your paychecks grow. And we have people on our teams that are seeing big paychecks, like $20,000 paychecks. You guys, it's possible. And don't think, well, she can do it, I can't. No. And tonight we're gonna trample on that mindset, okay? All right, so I gotta move this a little bit because I can't read. Um, okay, here we go. So, where to focus your efforts right now? It's really important that you stick to the basics. And many times in our businesses, it's easy to get caught up in, well, I'm a leader now, so let me do all the leadership things, right? And then before you know it, it's day 28 of the month and you're scrambling to get your 500 because you completely ignored your PRV, you're following you're following up, you didn't do any parties, just you just kind of ignored your business. That's not a healthy business. A healthy business is one that you want to make sure that you are sticking to the basics and you're taking care and nurturing your sales and recruiting every single month. And if you can do that, and then, so like Chris was saying the other night, 80/20, like 80% of your time for your Scentsy business should be working your basics, sales and recruiting. Okay. Um, and so I think a really good rule of thumb is to shoot to have 200 PRV for day one of the month, and then shoot to have 500 day three or between day three and day five. So that kind of gets you off to a really great start. I try to shoot for 500 every single week, so I can hit the 2,000 by the end of the month. So you do what works for you, but that's just a really good practice to start, is the 200 by day one and 500 by day 3 or 5. Perfect the art of adding to your network. How many of you guys feel like you are running out of people to share products with, to share the business opportunity with? Are you guys feeling that way at all? Yeah. Um, and it's easy to do. And the reality is, you can't build a team and a business by just talking to your friends and family. You can't. You got to think bigger picture. And the bigger picture is to um, add strategically add to your network. And so you might say, well, Dawn, I don't really, it's COVID. Okay. COVID is everywhere and I can't leave my house. Okay. Well, there's still ways to network. Um, when you do leave the house, if you happen to pick up a coffee, you could give your business card and a sample to the lady that helped you with the coffee. You could leave scent circles with your waitress if you happen to go out to eat, or the DoorDash guy drops off food at your house, or girl. Sorry, I hate to use genders. It could be either one, but you could find a group on Facebook that has an interest of yours. Maybe you have a toddler, so you find like maybe a mom's group in your area of a Facebook group that you can reach out to and start networking with. Now, when I say network, I'm not talking about networking with these people and just completely bombarding them with Scentsy the first day you go to MOPS group or the first day you go to the Bible study. What I'm saying is, this business is really a relationship business, a relationship building business. And so you have to have the mindset to build a relationship with people and not to see them as a dollar sign. Because if you see them as a dollar sign, you're going to be, it's not going to be authentic, and it's going to come across as you're just wanting their sales. So I'm talking about building a relationship with people, and just naturally letting Scentsy just kind of work its way into their lives without being, hey, my name's Dawn and I sell Scentsy and da 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 and da da, and they're like, whoa, okay, I like my house to smell good, but lay off. I don't even know if I trust you yet. So it's really about trusting people, or people wanting to trust you and build relationships with you. And sometimes it takes time, and sometimes it can happen right off the bat. So one of my best customers, and she turned into a really great friend. I was at the thrift store, and um, she was there with her kids, and I could just tell, like, she had similar values that I had, and she just kind of intrigued me by the way she talked to her kids. And I didn't have any Scentsy with me in my pocket or in my bag, so I decided, I was like, I want to give her a sample. So as soon as she left out, and I checked out, I ran to my car and I grabbed I had a scent. I think I had Serene Green. Do you guys remember that scent, for those that have been around a while? I had a Serene Green wax sample, and I kind of jogged over to her car, and I don't necessarily suggest this, but it just worked. I was feeling it. And just said, "Hey, I was noticing you in the thrift store," and I said, "You seem like you're a Christian, like I am." And she's like, "Oh yeah, I am." And so she's like, "Actually, I'm a pastor's wife, blah blah blah." And so we started talking, and I said, "I just really felt like I should give you one of our samples with Scentsy." And she's like, "Oh, I've never really heard of it. Okay, well, thanks." She ended up Facebook friending me, and she ended up reaching out to me and just would tell me that how much she was kind of lonely, and she would smell that scent every night before she went to bed. And so she ended up being a good customer and also a good friend of mine as well. So those are ways. You don't want to really do it in a creepy way, and I know that probably sounds a little creepy the way I went about it, but I was feeling it. I felt led to do it. But those are just ways to build your network. And another great way to build your network is just by doing your online parties. You're going to have people that invite, and I would say home parties too. If you start doing home parties, that's a great way, basket parties. But getting people to do these parties, because they're going to invite people to these parties, or people are going to order from their link that you don't know. This could be a lady in Nebraska, or a man in Florida that's ordering from you that you would have never met before. So just really getting more strategic about doing events that will help you get to know people and help you build your network. Okay. You also want to, so you're at this point in your business where you probably have several people on your team, and you probably don't really know what to do with the people. I don't know, if you're like me, you're just kind of, you can feel lost at times. Well, I think it's really important that you use the reporting tab, which, if you don't know, if you're not familiar with the reporting tab, get familiar with it. There's trainings on our training center from the workstation. And start paying attention to the people that are consistently ordering. I'm getting a tickle. Can you believe that? Um, the people that are consistently ordering or placing orders, the ones that are consistently adding to your team, the ones that are reaching out to you with really great questions. Those are really great, like, trigger points. The flags. I want, not red flags, because red flags are bad, but like, just those are the people you're like, "Oh, okay, I got my eye on you. Like, I see you." Okay. Not to say the ones that just are doing a little bit of sales here and there are not valuable to your business, because they are. And I said this before, I'll say it again. Do not treat anybody on your team any differently if they're selling $10 every, couple weeks, or if they're selling $5,000 a month. Everybody should be treated the same on your team. And they should not ever feel like they are less than because they're not doing, maybe they're just a hobbyist, or maybe for whatever reason they were selling a lot and now they're not. And um, I know it can be a challenge, because you do want to make sure that you're putting most of your efforts into the people that are showing up to their business. Um, but still, keep in mind that everybody should be treated equally. Okay. I hope that makes sense. um, so you do want to identify those rock stars and work with them, and just really be there to support them and their questions, and giving them ideas and whatnot. And um, you also want to look down, let's just say you have a recruit that's not doing much, but yet she has two people under her, and one of those people under her is really just like killing it in their business. So that would be somebody to keep your eye on, and just, making sure that they feel supported and make sure that they have everything that they need on your team. It's really important that you reward what you want replicated. Now, Scentsy does a lot of rewarding. We have um, the shooting star award. We have the sensational start award in the beginning. Those are two things that Scentsy already is rewarding. I say you don't have to reward something that Scentsy is already doing, but maybe you're wanting people to do 2,000 a month in sales on your team. Then that would be something that you could reward every month by maybe sending a little happy mail, or sending them a little card encouraging them. Yay, you did it. Congratulations, you made it to the 2,000 club this month. But all those things are, everybody's going to have their own like things that they think are important in their business. So you'll want to make sure you write those down and things write those things out that you think are important, so that you can reward certain behaviors, because you want those things to be replicated. And you want to perfect your processes and systems. And if you're like me, you maybe have had 132 systems since you started Scentsy. That's okay. Keep trying something until it works. I got to the place where my systems are, I tried to do things other people were doing, and it just became, I just realized it wasn't me. So I had to work with what worked for me, and what worked for me is a simple notebook that I write down my to-do list, and I use reminders app on iPhone that tells me reoccurring to-dos that I have to do every month, every week, every day, whatever. That's my system. And then I have some organizing ways that I'm doing things, but you just find what works for you. I do find it best if you write down all the things that you need to do as a leader, all the things that you need to do as a consultant, and just make sure that you get those and find out, like, write an M next to it if you have to do it monthly, or write a D next to it if you have to do it daily. And then get that into some type of calendar, or like the reminders, like I was saying, so that you can see that's a system. You can see, okay, every month I have to do this. On the first week of the month, I have to make sure I do blah, and I have to make sure I do this on the second week of the month. Those are really great systems, but there's so many ideas out there. Go searching. There's a ton. And then I think it's really important that this Scentsy business does not run your life. You run your Scentsy business. So that might mean for you, you have to set business hours. That might mean for you that you fill out your calendar with all your family stuff, and then Scentsy stuff gets filled in the other days, or the other hours that are not filled with your with your family stuff. I will say, I think it's important that if you're really wanting to push this business and work it for real, sometimes there are going to be some things that you have to put on the back burner, and that's okay too, even if it's family related. I remember when I first started Scentsy, I was doing a lot of parties, and I missed out on birthday parties, and I missed out on like going out with girlfriends. Like if they were going out one night, I'm like, sorry, I have a party, you know. So I think it's fair fair to say that it's okay to miss out on some stuff like that if you know it's temporary. I knew that if I worked this business for 2 years as if it was a college education, I was going to do the 2,000 PRV every single month or more, and I was going to recruit 2 people every month. I could potentially make 6 figures at some point. I could make an income that I could be making if I had a college degree. So that was my thinking. So in the beginning, I did miss out on some things, and it was okay. For the most part, I don't feel like my family lacked, but I'm sure there was days because if you're a woman, it's almost impossible to balance everything. Balance is kind of a bad word. It just doesn't happen. Um, so be selfish with your time and make sure that you're making time for all the things that are important in your life. Um, so just don't let this Scentsy business completely run you ragged. Because you know what? If you're not healthy, if you're not in a good mental space, if you're feeling burnout, you're not going to show up well for your team. Um, let's see. So this I wanted to just show like how you guys have probably seen this. If you haven't, take a picture. But the multiplying power of one and how quickly you can add to your group just by you recruiting one person, that one person recruits one person, so on and so on. And before you know it, you have 255 people on your team, and then you have 1,023. Um, how many of you guys feel overwhelmed when you see big numbers like that? Like that is never going to happen for me. Do you guys ever feel that way? Like you see that number and you're like, yeah. I felt the same way. And I really felt, and I'm not trying to preach, but I really felt the Lord was showing me stop overcomplicating this. Focus on your 2,000 a month. Focus on your 2 recruits a month. And it's going to just do it on its own. Like you're not going to have to, and then teach. The other step was teach the others to do the same. It's not overwhelming. You're making it overwhelming, but it's not overwhelming. You just have to put one foot in front of the other. So I, for the most part, did that, and before you knew it, I had 100 people in my group, just because I was recruiting and they were recruiting, and we were all selling, and there we go. Which those numbers lead you to director. And if you have 4,000 on your team, you're more than likely a superstar director. More than likely. I don't have COVID. I eat popcorn. Don't ever eat popcorn before you come on a live or Zoom.
Okay, so if you were on the call last night, I did the same exact thing.
Did
What
you
is
have popcorn?
it's the dry air, I think. I think it's just
Mhm.
the dry air. I'm like
Mine's pop.
I'm ready to step in if you need me.
Uh, and mine's for sure popcorn. I was eating some popcorn. Okay, so it's really important that you guys get familiar with being uncomfortable. You're not going to grow your business staying safe. Okay, listen to that again. Your business cannot grow if you're staying safe. So you got to be uncomfortable. You got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. That means you got to ask the people to do something for you, to do a party, ask the people to buy, ask the people. So get familiar with the word no, because people will tell you no. It doesn't mean that they hate you and they think you're stupid and they wish that you were never born. That's not what that no means. That no just means maybe they don't like scent. Maybe they are financially strapped that month and they just can't afford it. Maybe they just really like candles, you know? You don't know. So I had told somebody the other night, like somebody taught me this a long time ago. If you're at a table ordering food with a waitress um and she offers you some cake at the end or dessert at the end and you say no, I mean, does she go home and cry? No. She just assumes you're probably full or on a diet or don't like cake or whatever. So we just have to get to that place where we're comfortable being uncomfortable. We get used to hearing the word no because it's going to happen, and we out of our safe place. I can't read this. Let's see. Do something today that your future self would thank you for. I love that quote, and I think that might be my favorite quote. I need to put that somewhere because really what you're doing for yourself today is going to completely change the future of you and your family's life. But it won't happen if you're not willing to be uncomfortable. Okay. So what is your future self looking back? And sometimes it's just really good to just look forward and think, hmm, like me, I'm on a healthy lifestyle change. Is it worth eating that chocolate cake? Maybe it is for the moment, could be. But if I'm eating chocolate cake every single night before I go to bed, my future self is going to regret it, right? Cake on occasion, fine. But if I'm consistently eating cake, not working out, not eating the right things consistently, in a year, I'm going to be in the same place, if not chunkier. Okay. And not and unhealthier. Um, so sometimes you just have to think, okay, the 45-year-old Dawn will appreciate this decision. Okay. And that goes for your Scentsy business too. Once your excuses are gone, you will simply have to settle for being awesome. Are you guys ready to let go of your excuses and be awesome? Because you guys are awesome. Leaders aren't born, they are made, and they are made just like anything else through hard work. Now, nobody ever said that this Scentsy business is easy. Nobody ever said it's going to just happen without you trying. Anything that's worth it is going to take hard work, and you have to be willing to go for it and do it. Your why's got to be big enough. If it doesn't make you like give you chills when you think about it, find a bigger why. Okay, figure out what that bigger why is. My why when I first started Scentsy is I wanted that graph that my husband would show me at the, like this is our finances. I wanted that graph to go up like this. Our graph was going, meow. It was very sad. So that was my big why. I wanted no more financial stress in our family. And so I wanted to just remind you that you were created for greatness. You have value. You can have all of this, but you got to get out of your head. Um, and you got to let go of the excuses and you got to get uncomfortable. It's really important that you be you and not try to do all the things everybody else is doing. All those other things are going to look pretty and shiny and exciting. And if it brings you joy, great, do them. But you don't have to do them. I did. I did um, the 2000 a month, and I did recruiting I recruited 2 every month, and that was all I did. I didn't have the pretty shiny things. I didn't even have samples to hand out in my first few years. Find your people in your community, find your tribe. We have the Rise Together group. Chris has the Just Be group. It's just really important that you just surround yourself with like-minded people and set your goals and go for it. So everybody's goals are going to be different, and that's okay. But the reality is, if you set those goals, you'll have your vision set in the right direction, and just go for it. And I think this is last, and this is girl or guy. I know there Brian was on here. You're next. See it, believe it, manifest it. This is your year. We believe in you guys. We believe in each one of you that are on here tonight. I'm going to go back to that so you guys can take a picture and put that on your refrigerator or on your mirror. This is your year. You deserve to have all the fancy, Scentsy things. You deserve to have the success that you've been wanting. You deserve it. So go for it. So I'm a little over my time. I do apologize. It was my caffeine. I'm just kidding. I'm going to stop recording. So just a second.